you have a special talent to become a character.
No, nobody becomes that. I don't believe that anybody is... First of all, you can't act unless you are what you are and who you are.
Why do you downgrade acting as a profession?
What?
I say, why do you downgrade acting as a profession over the years?
What makes you think I do?
Well, I've read it in the press. Saw it in black and white. I can't believe the press. I don't know what we can believe in this country. You know what I mean, though you've said over the years, well, it's not a fit profession for a man.
In an effort to help your ratings,
don't worry about it.
I'll maybe say something. I think that we couldn't survive a second if we weren't able to act. That acting is a survival mechanism, and it's a social unguent, and it's a lubricant. And we act to save our lives, actually, every day. People lie constantly, every day, by not saying something that they think, or saying something that they don't think, or showing something that they don't feel, or trying to give the appearance of feeling something that they don't actually. I said that, didn't I?
Listen, everybody in this life is an actor. Nobody goes around. You wake up in the morning and you think, "Hi, how are you?" You son of a bitch. And people don't say what they want. How many men and women find other men and women attractive and pretend to be casual and just buff their nails, and you're sort of bored with the whole thing, but are really impassioned by that. How many times have you seen a woman wearing a really ugly dress and say, "Oh, I'm so glad you could come, Meg. Sit down, please. God, you've got an ugly dress on. Where did you get that dress? It's really repulsive." How many times have you done that? Never. You've just said, "Hi, Meg, how are you? Come and sit down. Wonderful to see you." That's acting.
Yeah, but that's not acting.
That is acting. That is
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
But you know what I mean.
When you're
what you do on the screen,
when you're nervous,
huh?
When you're frightened and nervous in this chair, you're distressed or uncomfortable, or you're very angry.
Yeah.
And you know that that is not what is necessary well, what cannot be shown here. You control your face. You're a highly controlled person. And
really?
And you have to do that.
What I would do if I were interviewing you, how I would get you excited, how I would steer you and manipulate you. See, that's what you're doing to me. You're manipulating me. There's something idiotic about our sitting here and pretending to talk to one another when there's a camera right there, when there's another one there and there's another one there. And we're pretending to have a sort of an intimate conversation between Marlon and Connie. And that's an act. That's an act. This is the Connie Chung show.
I see. But you know what I mean is, we got into this on the phone. You say that that's acting. That's not. I'm motivated at that moment to do that, and I can do it. And suppose there's a guy here that I think is a schmuck, is a bore, and you invite frankness, and I can act like he's interested for a time. I'm motivated by that. But if you wake me up at 9 or 8 the following morning and say, do that same performance before a camera, and then do it again and again, I can't. Some people can. Some people do it wonderfully, and you seem to do it better than almost anybody. And so there've got to be gradations. I won't hear of the fact that what you do is no more than what I do.
Well, that isn't true. If you're working for an ad agency, some product, and you hate the guy that the idea man, the boss, and you know that every time he comes in with some impossible notion, something that really makes you gag when you drive home on the freeway, you know damn well that you're not going to get a raise, or you're not going to get it shifted out of the position that you're in if you don't say, Leonard, I think that's terrific. It's just beautiful. And you even lean forward, put your elbows on to show enthusiasm, and you get a face for it, and you do it day after day after day in order to survive in your job.
But if you had to do the line, Leonard, I think that's terrific 6 times, and get something deeper and better into it time after time, that takes an actor.
What did you say?
I said, those are one-time things where you have an immediate motivation.
No, they're not one-time things, because it's a daily procedure.
Yeah, but the dialogue changes all the time. But you're able to
The dialogue changes, but the motivation doesn't.
Are you saying that I could play any role you can play as well as you can?
Well, that might not be true, but I don't think that I could play some roles as well as you could play them. I don't think I could play the role that you're playing now.
But this is me. I'm letting it all hang out.
No, it's not me.
It isn't? This ain't me?
I mean, I think that you're thinking of 60 things at once. How is it going? Is it getting dull? Is he upset and distressed and inarticulate? Is he bored? Is he offended? Yeah, here's a good time for a joke. We haven't got much time. You're thinking about 9 million things and reacting to what I say, and how's that going to be? Is that going to be offensive? No, that's good. So you're doing this editing at an insane rate, and and you have to do that, and that's your job, and you have this demeanor of levity and lightness and amusement and zest, and it's easy to ascertain that finally isn't what goes on in your mind or your feelings at all.
I just feel like all my clothes have been taken off.
No, but that's something that I couldn't do. I couldn't do what you do. And that's a different kind of acting. You're playing a different kind of role. But anyway, we've done enough. We've made enough concessions to what are you doing there?
Oh, nothing. I just have a commercial to do. And you say you couldn't do it. Let's see if you're any good at it. All you do is look up and read off the... Any way you want. As they say in commercialdom, have fun with it.
No, I won't do it.
I'm glad you didn't. What do you mean, the man's incorruptible, and that's what I hoped. How long since you tried a new shade of eyeshadow? There are 25 beautiful colors, super rich shadow by Revlon. Oh, I'm good.
When you did The Godfather, James Caan and Al Pacino, they all considered you to be such a great teacher.
How do you know that?
Read that. Heard about it.
You read it?
Heard about it.
Heard about it? You shouldn't ever believe what you hear, and you shouldn't ever believe what you read.
You don't believe that they really thought that you were teaching them something?
I have no knowledge of what they believe or what they don't believe. Jimmy Caan, I can tell you what I believe. He's one of the funniest guys I ever met.
Don't you realize that you're thought of as the greatest actor ever?
Tim's the greatest actor ever. He pretends he loves me. He wants something to eat. Get out of here.
No, it's true.
What's the difference? See, that's a part of the sickness in America, that you have to think in terms of who wins, who loses, who's good, who's bad, who's best, who's worst. We always think in those terms, in the extreme terms. I don't like to think that way. Everybody has their own value in a different way, and I don't like to think who was the best at this or that. I mean, what's the point of it?
Even though the role may get him an Oscar, according to Brando, this is not the film he agreed to make. He says MGM, the film's distributor, agreed to a much stronger version, but then decided to play it safe and make cuts that water down the anti-apartheid theme.
They have a perfect right to say, look, this is a business, kid. What are you talking about? We're in here to make money. We're not here to make wonderful pictures about social and controversial issues. Well, we better do that now, because we live at a time when if we don't address those controversial and social issues, then we're all going to go down the tube. And the cockroach is going to be the evolutionary hero of this particular millennia.
Why don't you make your own movies? Because then you can do it exactly the way you want to do it.
You are making me really angry now, because I want to tell you in simple chapter and verse that I have tried to get on before the American public, before the world, a movie about the American Indians and the manner in which we committed as a country genocide upon those people, and I have been told to go take a flying you-know-what at a rolling donut.
Is that true?
That's absolutely true. For 10 years I've tried to do it. I've written so many scripts. I have gone with so many networks and to so many movie studios with this tale. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear that America followed a policy of genocide. General Grant, one of our great heroes in America, called for the destruction, the annihilation of these people.
Did you ever want to start a national theater or something like that?
There is no, we have no basis for culture in this country. There is no culture in this country.
Why do you say that?
Well, there's almost no culture any place in the world. Who are the present great artists, painters, thinkers, philosophers? Where are they? Do you realize that in Greece for 150 years we had Sophocles, Plato, why go down the list?
But I mean, couldn't you bring it to the American stage?
That's an enormous presumption. I mean, if people throw the word artist around as though it were a football, there are no artists. There are only people like you and me who make money. And
I didn't accuse you of being an artist. I just asked you if you could bring Shakespeare to the stage for us.
Why has there never been a national theater in this country? The closest we had to the national theater was Orson Welles and John Houseman and the group theater. And they all failed miserably.
Has it ever occurred to you that that you really do have the respect and power and you could bring it to the American scene?
No, it has never occurred to me.
You made some great movies in the very beginning.
I didn't make any great movies. There's no such thing as a great movie. You know what's great? A Rembrandt painting, a Mozart chamber music. It's those are great.
Why denigrate Streetcar Named Desire and On the Waterfront? You're denigrating them. They were terrific. You acted in them beautifully. Don't you think?
In the kingdom of the blind, the man with one eye is the king.
Do you think you owe anything to... nah, you don't. Right?
I like that face.
Nah, no. You know what I was getting at? Owing your public anything. I mean, in terms of your work.
It's very difficult to find out in life what you owe yourself.
What was that?
I believe in supporting my children, and it takes money to do that. I've had all kinds of jobs in this world, and I started out shoveling horse manure, and I wound up as an actor.
Good heavens, you can control your life.
I can't change the hole in the atmosphere,
No,
dear.
but you can control your life, and
No, you can't.
decide.
That's the biggest joke that you've made today. Nobody controls their life.
You can decide what you're going to do. You decide whether you're going to work or whether you're not going to work.
This is an interesting conversation if you want to talk about free will, because that's a fascinating subject. They did this extraordinary research on twins who were separated from birth. They found they never saw each other. From the time they were born, they were separated and did not know the existence of the other person. And there were astounding similarities. They had the same kind of dog, the same color car, the same... What? Wait a minute, let's see. All right, turn it.